Where did you come up with the album title, Not Made in Berlin?
Made not in Berlin, actually. Again.
Made not in Berlin. You know what? I have it written correctly in the first line, and then in the second line, I switched it. So I was half right.
You were totally right. It's just an order thing. The words were all correct. But that's another stroke of Moonhead. I think, and he again wanted actually to phrase it in a weird way. Because usually it's like made in, and then you put the country that it's, but this is made not in Berlin. He came up with that. It's just, it was kind of just a cheeky title because we didn't make the album in Berlin. So.
Awesome. So, Voices, which was released in July of last year. What would you like to say about that?
Well, we filmed the video in Dracula's castle. In his actual castle in Transylvania.
That's so cool.
It was really fun. It was it's funny because I kind of expected it to be this very stone cavernous kind of feel of a castle, and it was a bit of more of a Tudor style mansion. But it just had it really had this cool vibe, and it was kind of it was fun to do, but it was tricky because there's a lot of people, we were all just tourists checking out the castle and stuff like that, so we couldn't cordon off the whole thing. But I think we made it work.
The show Ghost Adventures did an awesome episode at that castle. So if you like Ghost Adventures, I suggest you check it out because I actually really haven't
heard of it, but I will. Yeah. I am a big fan of the whole of the underworld and themes thereof. But
yeah, absolutely. I really love Voices. I was listening to that on repeat yesterday because just the vibe, and it's a great song.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But also filming in Dracula's castle, I just want to kind of circle back to that. How did you come up with that idea? Were you just there and was you know what, let's just film here? Or is it something you planned?
So we had some friends that we were in Romania at the time already, and some of our friends had told us about the castle, and our friends Robert and Maria, and so they said, you guys got to come out, and we were thinking, okay, if we're gonna go to Dracula's castle, we should shoot a video when we're there. If we're gonna visit it, that would be a really cool opportunity to. And so we kind of packed our bags. We took a road trip, drove up there through the mountains.
Right.
And just the scenery on the way too was really cool because there was this crazy juxtaposition between beautiful, European style buildings, and then really broken down kind of almost wasteland areas. And so there was this, so once we got there, I actually had a fake pair of vampire teeth that was from a friend of mine who worked on the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, nice.
And so we tried it on for size, but it was really cheesy. So we decided not to go on there because Dracula's castle and the vamp teeth, and it's okay. Yeah. Not quite what the song is about. We didn't want to pin it into too much of a genre, but because there is different elements to the song where it is about the voices in your head, and sometimes those are controlled or uncontrollable, and there's that sense of mystery there. But we saw certain parts of the castle, the torture chamber, and so all the torture devices, and there is obviously a real history that goes along with that. So so it was I think we turned some heads though. People were like, what are you doing?
Did you have to get permission or anything, or?
Of course we did.
Yeah, of course you did. all that, paperwork you had to fill out,
Well, we actually just looked in the eyes of the gatekeeper, and at first it was a hard no, and then they changed their minds. We don't know how or why.
Who knows? It'll remain a mystery. The single that we're going to listen to is Ransom. and that came out October of last year. What would you like to say about that?
Ransom is, I think it's one of my favorite Divine Astronaut songs. And I think for Ransom, we really blended genres a bit more and like, you know, experimented more with the industrial kind of side of things. And so I just like how heavy it gets at times in the song, you know, and it's like, it's a little bit of our experimental side, if you will.
Right, absolutely. All right, so here is Ransom by Divine Astronaut.
Stoking the fire in you, 5 daggers aimed at your throat, but you don't let them know. Ticking clocks, they care not for all the wars inside addictive minds. Without grace, no apologies. Say your faith, say your faith. One day they'll pay the ransom. One day they'll pay the ransom. One day they'll pay the ransom. New days claw out of you, rattling the cage in your throat. Hey now, you let them go. Cosmonauts, we care not for all the wars inside. Forgive our minds. Without grace, no apologies. Save your faith, save your faith. Ransom. Save your faith, save your faith. Ransom. Seal your faith, seal your faith. Seal your faith, seal your faith. Ransom. They'll pay the ransom. One day they'll pay the ransom. One day they'll pay the ransom. Say your faith, say your faith. 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 Ransom.
And we're back. So I did not get a chance to look, but does Ransom have a music video as well?
It does.
It does.
Yes, it's a strange video. I we shot it right after I did a photo shoot with this really amazing photographer, Olga Volodina, in Bulgaria. And there was the makeup artist, Anna Dimitrova, who did my makeup. And it was just really strange and creaturely. And so the whole like vibe of the aesthetic of the video isn't this, it's not to be pretty and perfect. And it's more just kind of conveying like it's a vibe, you know, rather than something that's like chiseled to perfection.
Right.
Or the way that we kind of see maybe standards of beauty or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
That whole thing.
So your latest single, Only You, which was released in March, that has more of like a ballad sound to it compared to your other work. What inspired just kind of that change in sound?
Yeah, I mean, Moon had showed me the song, so it's a cover song. The original artist who performed it was Yazoo, and I think it came out around the 80s, and I loved the song when Moon had played it to me, and it's our first love song, actually. And so I think we're very much romantics at heart, and I felt like that song, we slowed it way down, so it's a lot slower than the original, which has kind of like that 80s more upbeat kind of production.
Right.
And just tapped into just wanting to make something that was romantic, the song that we loved, and kind of like it's kind of a love song to the love song we love.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a homage in that way, but also exploring you know, the more love, like the more romantic love letter side to us.
Yeah, that's so cool. So before Made Not in Berlin comes out, are you planning on releasing any more singles?
Yes, we are actually. We have, first of all, we have a music video in the can for Only You that we're just working on, and as well as Mirrors, which is going to be our next single. And that's we have a music video for that as well. And so I'm really excited about that one because it's just, again, like it is more of our experimental like kind of side, and there's not really a structure to it that, you know, makes sense per se, like it's just, so I'm excited to share that one.
That's cool. When can we expect all these to come out?
In the next few months, we'll be dropping nuggets here and there, videos, songs, and then we're hoping to drop the album in the fall of 2021.
And that'll kind of be like the 2-year anniversary of your guys' first release.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So we're getting to the end of our interview. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I mean, I would like to thank you for your time and listening to the music and having us on the show, and well, having royal us on the show. Yeah, it's awesome, and it was really nice talking to you. So.
You as well. Do you want to talk about your other band a little bit before we go?
Yeah, I guess. That's a very different animal, so maybe we'll leave that for another.
That sounds good. Well, to be continued.
Yes, to be continued. Yes.
All right, Livy. Well, thank you for coming on the Raffa Music Show.
Thank you for having me.